Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I hope they.
Hey,
Oh,
they can hear
boy!
us. This is the pre-show chat right here.
Are we live? Can they hear my voice right now?
Yeah, they can.
Oh.
I'm gonna mute us though one by one.
Gosh.
Welcome to the
Oh.
Iron Seas, everybody. Cheers.
We're starting soon, even though
Gorge. No.
is that what... I'm unmuting myself. Take that, AC. I'll show you.
Wife was very, very silly. No, I said she was fucking goofy. Anyway,
Oh no. I think it'd be funny if this starting soon was like 15 minutes long.
that's not uncommon. I've gone to those streams where it's like, hey, it's starting soon.
It's starting.
Gorge.
Oh boy.
Oh. Oh.
Indie guessing.
Burning high on the iron seas. Oh, be the fast and free on the iron seas. Oh! Oh! Heave!
Oh,
It's beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
boats and hoes.
If you on the show, then you show not me-o.
Excuse me?
I'm on a boat and I go fast and I got a nautical theme, Pashmina Afghan. I'm the king of the world.
You guys weren't
on a
expecting
boat
the Evaleighmusic
like
rap.
Leo. And
I
if
was
you
thinking
on the
more of
show,
Step.
and you
I
show,
was thinking
not
more
me.
of Step Brothers. But
Gonna
you know,
grab
that's
my
fine.
electric ukulele here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, don't you tease. Mm-hmm.
I found one of those in a store in Kauai once when I was for a family reunion,
Holy
and it was
crap,
made
they're
out
real.
of an old like gas can, an electric ukulele. I'm like, that's pretty metal, dude. I kind of want it. I don't even
What?
play
You
it, but I
didn't,
kind of
you
want
didn't buy it? A ukulele in Hawaii? You could have.
Are you correcting me? I'm speaking I'm speaking it this way for you, white man.
Was it near the Halley's FW? Was it near the Hookah Puka Hawa Haka Hookah?
No, no, but it was on the old island on Honolulu Bay.
Yes, Honolulu Bay. Everyone,
you king,
everyone
brother?
knows. Old Honolulu. Indeed.
Indeed. Oh, hello.
Indeed.
Aloha. Indeed.
Proper pigeon.
I say. Anyway, welcome to the Iron Seas, ladies and gentlemen. Animation overload. And we earlier were joined by Mr. Brian McCuppin.
Yeah.
And of course,
Shout friend.
our beautiful guest. What do you want me to call you today?
Ooh, oh, now I get a nickname, huh? Oh.
Your Majesty.
Ooh, I'm getting a little excited here. Hang on, we'll need to get some sweatpants.
Gee.
We can make you Russian as well, T. Alexei. Anyway.
Yes.
Make me Romanian. The lady I'm talking
There
to
you go.
has a thing for that.
Oh.
There you go.
That's a thing for
That's a
Romanian
weird thing to
guys
have
named
a
T. Alex?
That's a
It
weird thing to
is.
have. She really likes Romanians with my specific details. Anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know what a Romanian. I used to work
Ain't
with
too
Romanian,
many.
but I don't know what they sound like.
ain't too many Romanians with my specific details.
Is that like a Transylvanian thing? Is that what? Is
Yeah,
that
she's
what it
really
is?
into.
Oh, so she likes trans.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. This week, delayed show as it is, our movie was Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, the film that single-handedly formed the basis of all my comedy and my personality as a young man. I watched this movie way too young, and I could probably almost quote it word for word starting now. No, I'm kidding. But how the hell is everybody doing? Mr. Alex, how are you doing, sir? How's your week been?
I'm currently looking for a site to pirate this movie. Hang on.
Oh, it's free on YouTube, and for all you out there, if you want to watch, it's free on YouTube right now.
Sweet.
FR.
We just
I'm
did
doing-
a streaming party in the Discord this week.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got to hang out for a minute. It was good.
Oh, you did. I was gonna say, is it a party if there's only like one or two people there?
I have
yes,
several empty bottles that say that I have had several parties by myself.
Hey now, fair enough.
I have
You know,
several
this guy
piles of
gets-
bottles.
Yeah, but couple bottles and electric ukulele, you're all set.
Yeah, I got to grab the rum one so you know it's thematic.
2 hours later, I can strum by myself.
No, then I'd play the ancient Appalachian instrument of the shotgun.
Oh
yeah, dude.
Oh,
There's
Oh,
there's
no.
actually an awesome breakdown video where the guy's just using different firearms to do like he's in
yeah, I've
time
seen
with
that.
this song.
That's cool.
It's I can't describe it in a way that will do it justice, but we need to watch it at some point because it is fantastic.
After sister leveling, Justin, which
Yeah.
you were eager and
Can we
clenched,
book-
ready to watch.
Can we bookend that? We can start with what I'm describing, then watch that, and then at the end do that as well with no explanation for why it's happening.
Yeah, in fact, having it in the middle of two normal things would be much better.
It's sold. Sure, throw it in there as much as you want.
Being an old anime head, I didn't think anime could get any more deviant than it could. Than it
Oh.
already was, and
Wait,
Sweet
these
summer
these
child.
current years have just astounded me.
Kahuna told me it was
never thought-
wholesome.
I
Yeah,
never
it is.
thought
It's very
incest
wholesome.
Was going to be a big thing in Japan.
Who
Like, I
said
knew-
anything about that? Anyway,
Japan did. Have you not been watching lately?
that's
No.
To be fair, this is also the country that only made young adult video content illegal, like what the year I graduated high school, which is like 2012. So, yeah, they waited a long. They really held their breath on that one. They're like, I don't know if we should make it. I don't
So
know.
two wasn't enough. Should have done maybe 3 years. Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying they are having no children and they're very depraved because they don't know what to do with their lives. Anyway, love Japan. Moving on.
Yeah. Hi, Japanese audience. Thanks for
Oh,
checking us
Japan
out.
is
Hello,
great.
Japan.
Love Japan.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting culture. A lot of shared stuff, like especially like legends and mythology and stuff. That Hawaii and Japan have some similarities there, some cross culture kind of stuff that's interesting. But yeah, no, there's all that. AC, Justin, how the hell are you guys doing?
I'm doing
Should we answer at the same time?
Yes.
We can talk. You just want to say
I'm
how
good. Yeah.
Yep.
Just been,
Yep.
you know.
finish each other's.
Yep. That-
Can we?
Come on, I want to hear couple talk. Come on.
You guys
we
to
should've
just get
split that.
awkwardly close together in the middle, like making an actual gay show like we've been accused of now. Wow, Justin, you went right over there. AC, it's taking so long, bro. Anyway.
It's been a busy week. Been setting up the new Discord, the new Substack, getting everything all in order, doing some specials, writing a new flash fiction, making a new world, designing some new characters, like trying to catch up with like the other podcasts, and like everything's been crazy. It's just been crazy. That's
You've been working your butt off too, man. I appreciate it.
trying, yeah.
Oh, is he talking about my butterfly? Oh gosh.
You might
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, animation overload in the comments. No,
Yeah.
we don't need to explain. No context is better.
Oh no, I want context.
Butterfly?
Actually, we can bring up the image. We have the like.
We
yeah.
can. Yes.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Share it.
But I'll have to make a quick phone call in about 5 or 6 minutes with
Okay.
the kiddos. But Justin, you have that breakdown of the movie ready for us, my friend.
Boy, do I. I sure do. You want me to go ahead and hit that? I'll do that.
Do I?
Do I? All right. So this week we watched Ace Ventura, not number 1, but number 2, When Nature Calls from 1995.
Oh.
Yeah, the first one was not. The first one was 94. Pretty sure.
Okay.
You gonna fact check me
later?
live? Are you
A
telling
year
me
later?
AI is wrong? Is that what you're telling me? That my AI sources might mix things up and give me a synopsis that's completely inaccurate but still kind of entertaining?
That depends if you click deep search.
Yeah.
On Grok.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 94, and Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls 95. There you go. Confirmed.
Those are back to back. Man, that was a good year for movies. Good set of years for movies.
It was maybe the best year for movies because of that, right? So
Yeah, that movie alone, that was
Oh, the
enough to
Oscars.
push it over the edge.
yes,
The '90s had so many good movies.
Well,
Yes.
it's like a while ago when we all 4 of us we picked like a movie from our birth year as our pick, and we're looking through the list of like movies that came out in those years, and we're like, there's so many good movies, and then you look at like the modern, you're like, oh, fuck.
Ew.
Dude, it's not even close. Modern day,
Yeah.
it's sad.
Hey, I was
You
born
guys-
in the '80s, so
Oh yeah. So
Lucky.
I think both of you were, weren't you? Or no, AC, you were 90s, weren't you?
I was born on the 90s.
On the 90s?
Right on them, right smack
Not
dab
in
on
the
them.
90s. On the
Not
90s.
around, not near. That's right.
1990.
Not behind.
Right at the
Not in
top.
front of. Right here.
I like it's just, I like all the hand signs. So yes, it was indeed 1995, and in this one, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, the wildest pet detective on the planet, is back, but this time he's off to Africa. Huh? There's another cartoonish character that also went to Africa around this time.
Interesting.
Weird.
Were they
After
competing?
being called upon to solve the mystery of a missing sacred bat, Ace Ventura embarks on a hilarious adventure to track down the elusive creature. Along the way, he encounters a colorful cast of characters, including a bizarre travel chief, an evil villain, and a host of wild animals, none of which are particularly fond of Ace's unconventional methods. With his trademark blend of outrageous humor, absurd disguises, and unpredictable antics, Ace must navigate treacherous jungles, face dangerous foes, and somehow save the day. Hey, it's a jungle out there, and Ace, he's the king of it, whether he likes it or not.
Oh,
This is starring Jim Carrey, Ian McNice, Simon Callow, which I thought that was the guy from that show where people sing. Isn't his name Simon Callow?
Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell.
Oh, different guys.
Close.
All right, different names.
Slightly.
It's directed by Steve Odekirk, which we've watched one of his other films before called Kung Pao. Same guy.
I
You
didn't
can
know
tell.
that was the same dude. How did I know?
I didn't either, and then once I read that, I was like, oh.
It's all coming together.
Yes. The budget
Yeah.
on this one, $30 million, half of which went just to Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness to old Jimbo, it made $220 million. Now, to put that in perspective, the first film was $15 million budget. So I guess he took 7.5 of that. The pattern carries, and that one made 107. So they doubled the budget, made double the money, and I mean that's pretty impressive. And that gentleman is the rundown.
And the people out there saying, "Oh, he was so selfish to take such a big pit." Those movies would not exist without him, and could not exist without him.
Yeah, they remind me of another character
Period.
that is in the same situation. Very similar. Another character.
Yeah, one of them's really good, and the other one is an embarrassing thorn in my side from the beginning of our show.
He knows. He knows. He knows.
Hey, I
I
thought
was
AC,
wore my jean vest.
bring up Overload's comment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I can
Oh
do that.
no. Oh no. Oh no.
Also, Justin, I appreciate your reading of it, but that whole synopsis sounded like a teacher who's never seen a movie and doesn't like comedy explaining it. He's like, it was a great fun. He's he's the king of the jungle. You're going to
man.
enjoy it.
Do not make fun of Grok's ability to write a better synopsis than what was offered on IMDb. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. That is fair, actually.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, but Grok is great. How else am I going to put all my mutuals in dresses?
Yeah. How will I giblify the?
See?
Oh, wait, no, that's not Grok.
Better than me, Alex. I like every time I've used Grok, it's like he's made me blacker and more Hawaiian than I actually am. So it's fun, but it's like interesting interpretation.
He makes
of
me
myself.
40 years older, so
Yeah, it makes me about 10, 20 years older, depending on my living situation.
It makes me a 21-year-old anime protagonist with like feather, like red with like red angel wings or some shit. I don't know.
did you ever ask Grok to draw a picture of itself?
No,
No.
I never tried
Every
that.
What
time
happens? Does it crash?
No,
I'm on
it draws an Asian dude.
I'm on it.
No.
Yeah, every time I've done it, it's drawn some Asian
Sorry.
guy.
Sorry,
The only
Chad.
reason, there's only two reasons I can think of. Grok sounds a little bit like Wok, and Asian people are smart, therefore they make AI, therefore Grok Asian. Those are the only. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
We're gonna do live.
See, and here I thought Grok was the third orc god of Gork and Mork.
Yeah.
Grok, Gork, and Mork. Yeah,
That's a nice 40K reference.
Yeah.
He's the
I was
weird
thinking
boy of
Mork
the
and
group.
Mindy.
That was
Like
another.
Grok just sounds like an orc word because it's so similar to other. Oh,
That was
whoa.
not going to do it for me.
Whoa.
oh, I'm not liking what's happening on the left.
It's a little.
Oh my gosh, she's not
Oh.
wearing clothes.
Guys, what what we're failing to realize is these are the same things. One of them has the skin and one of them doesn't. But these are
everything
the same
about this
thing.
is.
So they
I'm gonna have
basically
nightmares.
They basically
Try.
drew the ancient one from the new Doctor Strange movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yowza!
Oh no!
I basically just told.
Wait, we're
Grok
going
that-
another round. One wasn't enough.
I basically just told it that it didn't even know what it looked like. I'm like, just try again. Just try.
What if it drew
wait.
you exactly? That'd be
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
That would be
It draws
concerning.
us watching it, drawing itself. Like,
Hey, look, it's
That
the new
would be
Tom
awesome.
from Tsunami.
No,
yeah, there you go.
Justin, what it
Whoa.
would do is it
Oh,
would
that
draw
baby
us
one's
looking at a
creepy.
screen with it right behind us. That's what it would do.
Yeah, that
That looks
one
like-
on the right is creepy as hell.
yeah.
On the one left, that's Mr. Clean's child. Like him and Silver Surfer had a love child, and there he is.
The one on the
The
left
Queen
is for
Surfer.
sure like Silver Surfer having like a gay cosmic child with someone, and I hate it.
Yes,
I hate
Mr.
everything.
Clean. That's the guy. That's the one.
It is a
That's
little
too
bit weird.
soft. of a
Mr.
jaw
Clean.
for Mr.
I don't know how to
Clean.
Anyway.
almighty.
There we go.
That was a weird tangent.
Yeah.
That was a weird one for us.
I just
Acceptable.
had to see.
Had to see. We had to scratch that itch.
Yeah.
Oh my
Apparently,
goodness!
Brock's having an identity crisis.
It's like, am I an Asian man, a weird-looking woman, or a robot? I can't tell.
I don't even know what I am. Yeah.
Asian man and white woman are more similar than robot, but only barely.
I mean,
Uh,
it
I have
depends
a-
on how dark it is in the club.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you all. The opening of this movie apparently is a parody of Cliffhanger. Is that right?
Hugely.
Chat?
Yeah.
Chat? Is this real?
Enormously. Yeah. It like there are
Enormously,
exact
wow.
shot recreations. Like
Is it
that,
really?
that scene where the raccoon's hanging and he's holding on like this, like stretched out, and look, and you, like the camera zooms in on their eyes, staring into each other, like he's holding on, he's slipping. That exact scene is happens in Cliffhanger with Stallone and a woman who's hanging, and he also drops her.
I remember. I feel like I haven't seen Cliffhanger since I was a youngin', and I feel like I do remember at some point Sylvester Stallone feeding a baby bird in the nest by regurgitating into its mouth. So I was like, "Oh yeah, that does look familiar."
Why would
There's
you
no
do that?
shot that happened in that movie, but in this movie, gloriously, hungry fella.
It's so good shit.
Oh,
It's like you could tell the sounds he's making are actually Jim Carrey making like the burping sounds. to
oh,
do
he
it,
also
too.
did the ear waggle later, and I've never been able to do
What?
it. I tried
Dude,
so hard when I was young.
I can wiggle my
cannot
ears a little bit, but he had abs in those ears the way they were moving around.
Those ears were like, one more.
Yeah.
This is the best I ever hear. Ready?
You gotta practice, man. I mean, how are you going to get airborne unless you can flap those things?
That's true.
I'm not
That's
Dumbo,
true.
Alex, dude. I'm doing my best. All right,
Yeah,
guys,
you're-
I have to step away for a few minutes just for my kiddos, and then I'll be right back. Take it away. Enjoy my favorite movie of all time, and rip it to shreds while I'm gone, so I don't cry when I get back.
So let me explain why this movie's terrible. Bye, Kahuna. So here's the first thing about it that's really bad. I was hoping he'd come back.
Nope.
So it starts off.
Throw him in the dungeon.
So it starts off and it's got that beautiful mountain shot.
Proceed.
As we said, he drops the raccoon, which is devastating for old Ace. And so what does he do in order to recover from dropping this raccoon that he was trying to save? Where does he go? AC, do you know? Where did he go?
Dang, I just watched it like twice, and I can't even remember because it's just a roller coaster of hilarious jokes the whole time.
He
Like, you
retreats
don't
to a
need-
monastery.
That's
He
right.
does.
That's right. Up in the doesn't he? Yeah, go on. He also like goes into another dimension later, but that's
He
why I
becomes a
never-
Tibetan monk, as
Yeah.
one does whenever something like this happens, and so he goes there. And this movie, I did laugh a handful of times during it. This is one of the parts. It's just like so stupid. Whenever the guy looking for him, I believe his name is Fulton Greenwall, he's looking for not for Kahuna. He's looking for. I see him mixing up their personalities. He's looking for Ace, and whenever he's going in there, he's talking to like this old monk dude, and he's like, "Yes, I'm looking for this person." Like, who? I don't know. He's like, the one he speaks from his rear. He's like, "Oh, that one."
Yeah.
And then they go in there, and Ace is in pure meditation, and then Ace just screams at the guy and like totally jars him. And they offer him $20,000 to go on this quest. So this guy's been hired to get Ace to like help find whatever's going on. But he offers him 20 grand, and Ace's eyes get as big as the moon, which is funny because 20 grand's not nothing. Not nothing.
Well,
it's a little life changing, but like
at the time, 20,000 was like a year's worth of work for the common person.
Okay, money. Let's see, $1 in 1995.
There we go.
Let's see if we can find out if I can vamp long enough to actually poke this in and make this happen. Let's go 20,000 from 1995 to 2025. And drum roll, let's see how much this is worth. So $20,000 in 1995. The amount of money that was offered to Ace Ventura to go on this adventure and to leave his life of solitude after the death of the raccoon whenever he goes and becomes a Tibetan monk. It had the buying power of about $42,000.
Yep.
Swing, swing.
He's like, I gotta get some of those. Yeah, 42 grand. That's not bad, but it's not like hundreds of thousands of dollars or something. But I guess for AC to break his vow. So and then the monk is trying to kick him out and basically convinces Ace that he's like, oh no, you've reached the next level, dude. Like, yeah, no, you did it. You're more monk than any of us. Here, take my necklace and just get out of here.
They totally would do that. This movie is kind of like our flash fiction too, but I digress. Go on. Like, I just love the style of humor. I don't know. There's something about being shamelessly goofy. I don't know, but there is like an uncanny valley to it where you can be like too goofy. There's a couple bad parody movies that do this. Like I think Meet the Spartans, like that whole line of parody movies was just like it's just so ridiculous. It's like, okay, there's a line to this.
That derivative of the Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah.
He's like, that's it. That's too far.
Well, but
parody's too far.
Then look at like Jim Carrey's other movies though, like Bruce Almighty and stuff. Like Jim is like just. It seems like he's just kind of like the master of this,
Go on. No, you go. You go on.
Okay, I was just gonna say I do feel like he's slipping a little bit. Like with his Robotnik is okay. It gets better with every movie, but like the first movie, for example, his Robotnik, it was like it was a little rusty in my opinion.
I think it was pretty good because you had to establish that insanity for him to like want to chase a hedgehog.
You're right. Yeah, he does need to be insane for sure. Yeah, but like
I still haven't seen those movies.
You should. They're good.
They're actually reasonably good.
Yeah, they get better with each one too. Yeah.
All right, good deal.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie happens as he's agreed to go find this bat after he's leaving the monastery. You know what scene I'm talking about? He's like, before I go, there's one thing I have to do. And the guy's waiting for him at the bottom of the stairs. And he takes the slinky and pushes it down. And it goes, I'm just like, they have that super, super pulled out shot. And it's just like watching the slinky go and he's all into it. And then it gets to the last step and stops. It doesn't go over that last step. It stops one short. And he's like, maybe I'll go one more time. And I'm like, that scene, I appreciate that one. Then he gets on the plane. He's doing animal noises on the plane, which
that's so good, dude. That had to have been Carrie too. That had to have been Jim too.
You also liked Kung Pao, if I'm not mistaken, right? AC, you floated that one. Okay, yeah. I think this movie, I don't know if it resonates with you, it does, and if it doesn't, it's just happening and you're watching it. And a lot of those scenes, I mean, part of it was like, oh, this is a Swordback Gorilla. It was kind of funny because he's on an airplane, but I don't know. I feel like so much of this movie and your enjoyment of it hinges on, do you find Jim Carrey's style of comedy, whenever it's this over the top, enjoyable or not? Do you enjoy the character of Ace Ventura? If you don't, it's tough sledding. I actually had to watch it in 3 separate sections. I watched it. I didn't have 1.5x. I didn't realize it was on YouTube, so I paid for it. And I was like, oh man, I need a break. This is a lot of Jim Carrey being 157% Jim Carrey.
Well, the premise of these old Jim Carrey movies is basically just put Jim Carrey as somebody else in a world of completely normal people and let him go insane.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
That's all you need.
And I mean, again, yes, if you're into this style of Jim Carrey comedy, which a lot of people were, I mean, it made good money. And I typically enjoy him. I did like him in Bruce Almighty, but I don't know. The other character, I feel like the supporting cast in this was kind of like just sort of there. he goes to Africa, he gets in there and immediately just starts disrespecting everywhere he goes. He just disrespects everything about everybody. And on paper, I'm like, that's pretty funny. He goes to the consulate and he's just like being a jerk to everybody there. And it wasn't the individual scenes as they were happening, like the little bits in the consulate with all these fancy people.
Is there
didn't
something in
land
my
for me.
teeth?
And he's got the cherries.
Thank you, Greenwall. Thank you very much.
Yes,
There's a moment in this where I was like, I'm curious. I wonder if Jim Carrey, like, I don't know if he invented the character alone. I can't give him full.
He wrote a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay.
and he actually did not want to make this movie, is my understanding.
Interesting. That explains the money then a little bit more too. Like,
Now, is this
anybody
one of
who's-
those
and he's-
characters that got its start on one of the late night shows?
No,
I don't think so.
Good
I
question.
I know everything about his early career, and to my knowledge, no. This was a character entirely written for the script. I think there was a proto script, and then maybe he rewrote a large portion of it, and then made the character his own, and that's how we got these wonderful movies. Now, I adore the first one as well. I think the second one
like the
just
first one.
hits. You like the first one better?
Yes, it's not even close, even a little bit at all.
Oh,
The story is more dynamic. It's not as tight, but the second one's more fun. More of that word that you love. It's more fun.
Again, yes, if. I'm going to throw out a yes, if. And
Yeah.
it sinks or swims on, do you enjoy Jim Carrey being 157% Jim Carrey, just like rant amped up? If that does it for you, then yes. And it's funny because you're talking about watching it when you were younger and how so much of your personality was this.
And you couldn't tell.
Me and my friends were the same way because we also watched it. We might have been a little bit too young for it, and it's alrighty then. That was every
Alrighty
other sir. Like that, all of it for a few years. Whenever we were kids, going back to it, it was nostalgic in that way, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember hanging out with like this kid, and he used to do that. I'm like, oh, it's from this.
Oh, come on. There's so many. Like, I can watch this movie that I've watched 500 times and still laugh at many, many moments. Excuse me. Your balls are showing. Hakuna Matata. I like you. Allow me to demonstrate my affection.
Oh, so nasty. According to AI on Google, the character Ace Ventura was invented by screenwriter Jack Bernstein, but it was inspired by a desire to create a comedic version of Sherlock Holmes and watching Stupid Pet Tricks segment on Late Night with David Letterman. So
That makes a lot of sense, actually, because he is a detective and he is smart. He's just
that's
ridiculous.
And Yep.
That's the other thing. I was deducing a few things from Ace, watching it the second time because I did 1.5 speed at first, and it made me just want to watch it normally after that because it was so funny.
my man.
But essentially, a few things I noticed. He has that quote about pride at the end of the movie, and he says, "Pride is an abomination. Only when we must surpass one must surpass themselves to achieve total creaminess and avoid the chunky nougat of that whole thing." He basically abstains from he has this thing about pride, and you think about the character Ace, his whole thing is pride. He literally, like a half an hour earlier in the movie, he's like, God damn, I'm good, when he figures out the mystery. So I feel like he knows that that's a thing that he struggles with as a character. Now I might be going too deep, but my whole point, my point here that I'm trying to get to here is I had this suspicion that Jim Carrey or whoever the original writers of Ace were, he almost comes off like he has some sort of OCD or autism or something going on in his head, right?
He ain't
definitely
right
be
for
autistic.
sure.
For something. Yeah. There's something there.
I get the sense of an inkling of a clue. Something maybe just a little bit different about this fella.
glove.
And what makes me think of it is all the scenes where he literally can't pay attention, right? Like Kahuna said, "Is there something in my teeth?" That's one example. They're going
I always
on and
thought
on.
he was just messing with people to try to get an honest reaction as a detective, but I like your read too. It's a little different.
Yeah, he's just so smart that this is boring, and it's so boring he's literally not even paying attention.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
Thanks for the free parking.
Thanks for the free parking.
See, like Justin, does this qualify as one of your
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see.
I'm pretty sure I knew what you're going to say. Are we going to talk about the Will Ferrell effect?
Yeah, the Will Ferrell
Yes.
effect. For me, this movie is still funny watching it now.
Explain the
still
Will Ferrell effect for those.
For our
Apparently, if you Google that, you get a different answer that I don't like, so I redefined it as one does. So
this is his truth, okay? So
yes,
just
this
deal
is
with
my reality. Okay, so whenever you have a friend and they're like, dude, you don't watch this comedian, he's so stupid, he's just like, oh, I went in my car the other day to go to the office. And it makes you laugh because your friend's funny. But you're like, dude, this movie sounds hilarious. And then you watch the movie, you're like, oh, I don't like this. Will Ferrell kind of has that. There's some one-liners in those movies, and whenever your friend says it, there's something about that personal connection where they're like, there's something funny about it. Whenever they do it, it makes you laugh, but then when you watch it, it doesn't connect the same way. And you're like, that's it? Like, dude, the way you told that joke was funnier than the movie. That's a little bit of that in there.
I think that has to do with your personal connection with your friend and him doing the same thing, making it funnier for you. The movie is still funny, and that whole interaction would exist in a different form, obviously revolving around something else. Your friend and your connection with them is funnier than any movie. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, but I don't think that disqualifies the movie from being funny. I don't think I've seen any... I don't remember a scene that's funnier to me than him crawling out of a robot rhino's asshole naked in front of a family in Africa. Very few scenes top that for me.
It's all fake, but like, the families in the 90s watching that, they're like, this is fake,
Just
but it's
a curious little rhino.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
I think it's that edginess.
That would be the difference between Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell. Like, Jim Carrey makes you actually out loud laugh.
Yeah, I think that's a big
parts
difference.
of the movie. Will Ferrell's the modern kind of comedy where you just kind of contently breathe out your nose.
You're like, huh?
It's like, oh, that's kind of clever. Ha ha.
I will say that there's less quick editing tricks that you see in more newer comedies where they have quick cuts and it's like
it kind of lets it breathe. You're a little more in the scene here.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like not as many. Exactly what you said. It's like one angle and they like go and then it's just several seconds of whatever it is happening, and it either lands for you or it doesn't quite resonate. It's just, I understand why people like it. At the same time, I understand why people. It's earnest.
Oh no, AC! I think we're about to lose him. Oh no, the connection. What's up? Oh no, what happened?
I understand why somebody wouldn't. That's all I'm saying. This movie is the exact same for me. Like, this is another Ernest P.
I do
world.
understand why somebody wouldn't like this movie, and they're the kind of people that, hear me out, maybe we should have another witch hunt. That's all I'm saying. It's not a big deal.
Like the Crusades.
That would actually be really funny if they're like, he said he doesn't like Ace Ventura, burn him.
All I'm saying is they put me on top where I belong.
There you go. Look at me.
Look at me.
Guano.
I don't respond.
All right, he's one of them. Take him away.
That's the test. What's the secret password? He doesn't know it. I do love in the scene where he's in the rhino, where I like whenever a joke, if you're paying attention to details, you already have the joke before they get there. And then it goes in another direction where you think you have it all pieced together, but then they throw a twist in there. And that scene is perfect because it has that little fan. I'm like, oh, good. He put a little fan in there. Wait a second. He's already kind of hot. Oh, no. The fan stopped. Oh, boy.
And all of you know what nobody
ever
ever brings up regarding the scene? Maybe it's because it's a comedy. Why does he have a rhino? There had to be an easier way to do this than what he was doing.
No.
Oh.
Okay, here's the reason. Jim Carrey's like, they're going to pay me $15 million. Okay, I need a robot rhino then because I want to crawl out of that thing's ass.
I love his moment of like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It is the asshole of this robot rhino, but there is a light. It's like, it starts all.
Honestly, my favorite part of that scene is that he's so hot when he peels off his tidy whities and they're just like sopping, soggy. And he's just like, no, this is fine. We'll make this work. And then, of course, the door doesn't open. And then I'm like, well, how is he going to get out? And then when he goes out the back end, I was like, I didn't expect there to be a orifice at the back end from which he could exit.
Also, the family reacting is what really sells the whole thing for me.
What were you saying, Alex?
Oh, It's more just the fact that it's such a small hole, and the whole process of him crawling out, where he starts with the finger and then works. It's like they're making fun of. It's multiple levels. Like they're making fun of the fact that it looks like he's being born out of this rhino as they're talking like this nature thing, but also the
rhino's
fact
giving
that
birth.
this is like that skeevy thing that some pervert might do.
Yeah. I can't help but think that whole scene was, because hear me out, guys, because you already mentioned that the entire intro of the movie was a spoof, right? Jim Carrey didn't want to do the movie that much. He was overpaid probably to get him to do the movie, which probably made him ask for ridiculous things like a mechanical rhino that was actually functional or whatever that he could crawl out of. Hear me out. I feel like the rhino scene may have been a spoof from an old war movie where they're in a tank. I feel
No
like
way.
I bet it is. I bet
It's
it
possible. It's very possible.
Is it really? What? Like, oh no, Jimmy, the tank's been hit. Hang on, the latch is sealed. What do we do? We'll crawl out of the tank barrel. Like, what's the crossover?
Something.
Right? Something. Figure it out.
Maybe
you have
they're
any more of that
anus
axle
on the back.
grease?
Yeah. Crawl out of
Let's see.
Why is there a butthole on a tank? I don't get it.
like all scratchy too. It's all scratchy too.
Well, we couldn't fly in the officer's mattress, so
Oh,
1940s movies hit different.
oh.
Yeah, it's stretchy too.
Is that, what kind of 40s movies are you watching? I've never.
I don't know.
Remember when they crawled out of a tank butthole in the 1940s? I sure do.
It was a great film, man. Things were tense, but they
those were
survived.
standard. That's how you escaped.
Yeah, every World War II, it's like the
Now,
Germans we have designed an escape hatch. We call it the sphincter.
I have heard of
That
Jeep
sounds like
butt.
a
I've never heard of
German
tank butt.
idea. That is a very German idea.
It is the sphincter escape hatch, yeah, for sure.
Things are not meant to go in from the outside, but you never know.
Only escape from the.
Anyway, this is getting into weird German stuff.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh.
We can leave it.
Apparently, he was contractually obligated to make the sequel.
Oh,
So he had very little interest in reprising the role, but he had to. And I think that at that point, he's like, look, if I have to do this, let's get as much money as we
And
can.
then he gave one of the best performances of his entire career.
He's
It's
probably
like,
angry
I don't
the
even
whole
want to do it. I'm going
Dude,
to
that's
overact the fuck out of this movie.
Yeah, that's why why all the faces were so authentic looking, because the dude was just pissed off the whole time. So he was just like being ridiculous, and it paid just like.
I like actors have gotten mad at him before for his on-screen and off-screen antics.
Yeah.
Like Tommy Lee Jones in the Batman movie where he was the Riddler, apparently could not stand him. Was genuinely upset to work him. He's like, every time they're on screen, I hate this guy. He's not a professional. Yeah, dude. Of course he's not. Look at him.
It's Jim Carrey. He's the Riddler. Like.
Also, just like there's so many different like a lot of modern comedy movies are like there's one kind of style of humor, and it doesn't vary very much throughout. It's a lot of same note kind of stuff. I feel like with this movie you get like a lot of stuff. There's clever wordplay. There's a lot of physical humor. There's situational humor. There's like reaction humor and like just straight up jokes, references the whole way through. It's like the full spectrum of comedy for me going through this movie.
Yeah.
90s movies are objectively better.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
100%.
I will give you that.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys think that the okay? Because I'm thinking about that Slinky scene. It doesn't really add anything, right? It's just a gag, right?
It's a comedy movie. It's not supposed to add anything to the story. If it makes you laugh, it's part.
On the script it says they came down the stairs. Yes. Insert joke, and then they did that.
All rules of writing bend to comedy. Comedy is the only thing that can get away with everything.
That's true.
100%. You can even have a comedy where like there are serious moments, and yeah, it still works. Or also, like AC, you mentioned some of his weaknesses earlier. It's like he's trying to be this. He's like trying to give up his pride, his physical desires, all these things because he became a monk. And they definitely didn't kick him out with gold. Anyway,
well, in regard to this, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Kahuna. I have something about slinky symbolism once you're finished.
Oh, dear God. Anyway, throughout the entire film, he is continually failing to be monk-like in the moments where it would have been advantageous of him to let go of a certain thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I am no longer tempted by the appetites of the flesh. Do you have $1?
Yeah.
Now this ties perfectly in with the metaphor of the slinky because, and
Yes.
I didn't research any of this. I assume it's all true, but
I
the
would
slinky, besides being a fun toy, as we all know, it can symbolize a graceful and sinuous movement of the principle of cyclical transformation, where breakdown is followed by breakthrough. Now, the slinky itself was invented in 1943 by Richard James. It was originally intended as a tension spring to stabilize instruments and U.S. warships. So think about this little silly toy in a U.S. warship. Symbolism there. But his wife Betty suggested it would make a great toy. Betty. And so basically, yeah, its ability to stretch and compress and then return to its original form. I mean, that could really be seen as a metaphor for the cyclical nature of life, you know? Where like challenges and setbacks are like
up and down,
followed by growth and renewal.
So where
it
the
makes
slinky
sense.
doesn't make it to the last step just
Right.
symbolizes that
See?
no matter how hard he tries, he's
Connecting
not
the
going
dots.
to be a monk.
Actually,
Yep.
Alex,
Yes.
technically, it made it to the last step. It just didn't
This guy gets it.
finish.
Yeah, it didn't.
It
follow
lands
through.
on the last step, and then it doesn't finish.
So does that like harken to the final line about pride, where
I feel like there's innuendo somewhere in there.
Was the
yeah.
slinky a virgin? That's my question.
Not anymore.
I mean, there were no women up there, so
That's true. Well,
Just lots of
okay.
animals. Hang on. Hang on.
I love when he's like he's up the Greenwald's up there. He's talking. He's like, "We are all one. We have no names. He's an American. We all come from the same people. Sometimes he bends over and speaks with his bum. Or him. Like they cannot. This took you 80 years to achieve. That's okay. I don't want it anymore."
You guys,
Just leave.
one of my
Just
favorite
what-
scenes when he's trying to like doesn't Ace Ventura do a really offensive like mockery of their language at one point? Isn't that, I think that he's like trying to communicate.
No. He has his friend from the good village translating to the bad village, who they're almost at war with, and his friend doesn't quite have the right translation. I speak for the princess. Translates, I am a princess. They're like looking.
He does things like that all throughout the movie, though. He steps all over the sacred ground, you know,
Yep.
and everywhere he goes, he just like whatever
He's
the custom
behind him,
is,
just like
throwing things in the air. It's just like, geez, dude.
or like
Ernest would never.
or like the villain, the guy who hired him to do the job. Anytime they're in a scene together, he's just pissing him off. And every time you're like, okay, well, he's pissed him off and he's going to calm down now, do his job, and then he does it like 3 more times in a row. It's great.
Mhm.
Oh, speaking of symbolism, AC
Yeah.
or Alex or Justin, whoever can think of it. What do you think of the symbolism of him having to go through like the 10 trials, like for the other tribe, the contest of manliness and strength or birthing? Yeah, there's a lot going on there. But what do you think of him going through the trials?
I like
Let's see. So he has the excuse me. He has the firewalk. He has the log battle. He has to pull the heart out of that guy. He ends up pulling like an apple core or something. It's just like, oh. He fires out a baby then, and then he's got the circle of death with the little guy.
The little, yeah,
It was all great.
So I don't know what you're getting at. I'm not connecting these pieces. I'm like, yes, he did those things.
You
What
just
is
don't
the
get
deeper
it,
meaning
dude.
here? I really don't.
If you
I'm
could
here to
understand
learn,
Rick and
Kahuna.
Morty, you could understand Ace Ventura.
Oh,
don't
and
always
here I
understand
thought
Rick
you were
and Morty.
going for a Trials of Hercules kind of thing. It's like,
That's
oh,
kind of what it felt like. You said,
yeah. It's like
Again, all of his failure eventually still leads to his moment of connection and genius where he figures it out. Again, it is like Sherlock Holmes. It just, he takes the more retarded way to get there. But he does get there eventually.
Yeah, I can't help but notice all the transitional, like rebirth, like change symbols. Like the rhino gives birth to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like over and over again. Even the slinky, it's like falling over and getting back up. right? Like you were just saying, Evalee. So I don't know. I feel like they may have been like trying to build Ace into a bigger
Can we do a whole series, the symbolism of Ace Ventura?
We can. I didn't realize there was this much.
And guano, it's a fertilizer. It provides life,
Yup,
and it's
poop.
and all the people value it.
I
the same
promise, if you do
Guano,
that,
here
that
we
sounds
go.
so familiar.
if you do that
Bat
video, it
droppings.
will be your most viewed video.
100%.
Symbolism of Ace Ventura.
This is what you didn't know. This is the secrets behind Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
I'll add it to the thing.
Oh yes, please do that.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, and just like I think the African environment was a more fun environment for this kind of character. It's like, oh, like first one's like, oh, he loves animals. Where is he? Miami. Cool. How about Africa? Oh, better, much better.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Miami kind of makes sense though too because of I believe what is it like over half of the world's population of tigers exist in like Florida or something like
Really?
that.
No,
It's like-
what it is Texas. There are over 12,000 known pet tigers in the state of Texas, which is about twice what there is in the wild.
And Florida's pretty
world.
bad too. Like Florida has all these different snakes because people just keep pets. Florida has exotic animals because it's just pets that get away from Floridians.
I follow a
It's
guy who
Everglades.
walks the Everglades at night barefoot, grabbing every animal that's illegal.
Oh,
and
I've seen
selling it.
that.
Fisher, yeah, dude, the guy's insane. And like, there's only one animal he will not touch, and that is a cottonmouth. That's the only animal he will not
those are bad
grab
news.
and possibly molest. We don't know what they do down there.
Does he have a fun accent whenever he's doing this?
No, he's just
Does it
some
sound like
Everglades
Cajun?
guy. He's just like, oh, look
Nope,
at
he
this
does-
guy.
He,
Oh,
he yoinks animals and he boops them. That's
Oh,
what
so it's not like, yeah, well, we don't walk around.
No.
It's not like that.
Let him get
Dang.
bit by a few snakes. He'll talk like that.
Yeah, after a few. Yeah.
Wow, well, I don't feel so good anymore, guys. I don't know.
Starts slurring his words.
You aren't born with that accent. You earn that accent.
You earned that one, yeah. That's
Like
what the
half his
Cajun
face is like disfigured.
You really think so?
You ever wonder how
I've
we
been
went from
bit by every snake in the wood at least 3-4 times.
But they, you know what they weren't ready for? I bit them back.
I was gonna say that. I was like, dude, if he doesn't do it, I'm making that joke when he's done.
Oh, dang, it's all right.
you ever wonder how we went from British accent to Southern accent? It's just a few rattlesnake bites away. That's all it is.
Anyway, this is what
Man.
I sounded like before.
Dude,
I say, my, look at these, what do you, alligators?
Almost
Okay.
tea time. Almost tea
this
time.
this is the third time this has come up in the past week. That the British accent we know and understand did not exist whenever the colonials left to come to America. They changed their
Absolutely,
accent in
yeah.
Britain, like, no, we need to separate ourselves from the people. Maybe we should not pronounce the letter R. Oh, butter.
We're
And
over
they
here.
changed it.
Y'all ain't cultured like we are.
And we're actually closer to proper English. To take that, you crumpet dippers or whatever he is.
And within the
Crumpet
American,
dippers, excuse me.
I don't know what they do with I don't even know what a crumpet is. I don't know. You folders?
Accent
You
of
fold a crumpet?
Appalachia comes from the Scottish people who escaped from the British during the
Amazing.
Revolutionary War.
Amazing.
right.
And that's why Texas sounds like it does.
Dang.
That's history on the Iron Seas.
And-
I thought that was just a natural defense mechanism against fighting Mexicans for 200 years. But
No, the Texas accent, if I understand correctly, actually comes from Appalachia.
Sick.
So we
Yeah,
get
that-
our accent from. So I thought the story was pretty funny. The British during the Revolutionary War brought over a bunch of Irish and Scottish to fight for them,
yes, they did.
and the Irish and Scottish went, "Ha ha, screw you," and ran off into the mountains.
I want to see that.
And
recreated on
then
film.
they became, and then their voices and the way they speak became unrecognizable to your
Yeah.
average human.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
No,
within-
I'm not gonna lie. I make fun of it, but the Appalachian accent, I follow one or two people from there who have a really thick Appalachian accent, and it's just them saying things. That's all they do.
I mean, there's a lot of that around here.
I'm sure there is.
So, real quick. Oh, I don't know if it's Minnesota propaganda, but we are told that we speak the clearest English, but we also get made fun of for our accent. So I don't know. How
know,
I'm
you
on
say
the
big.
West Coast. This is the real English. All right.
I feel like everybody says that to their own people now. Even they're in Mississippi. And contrary to what they tell you, we speak the clearest English. Just so you know, don't let them Brits tell you otherwise. Them Minnesotans, They got them weirdos. They got them queeros. You know what I'm talking about.
You sound like a West Virginian.
There you go. See, I can't even get my Mississippian right.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't
Mississippi.
teach
That's
that
fair.
here.
It's
I
also
can promise
similar.
you that. They're,
I had a friend of
they
mine
just go,
point
"Can you
out like
speak good. Get out of my class.
that's right. Y'all don't speak right. Will you speak proper English? Or it's like, no, there's this old comedy bit from Hawaii. It's like a local boy sends his son to college over in the States, comes back and he's like, Dad, I went to college. I'm educated. I can speak normally now. No, son, speak proper kind of English. Come here. Repeat after me. Here. Damn it, son. Just like getting pissed off at him.
But then he develops the ability to code switch, and then he can blend into both cultures.
Once I'm over there for like 4 hours, it's over, dude.
Yep.
I'm not.
It comes back.
It's all back, dude.
Yep, that happens, man. When you're around people and you have that in your
I
vocal cords already,
I
it
start
comes back.
talking funny. I stop wearing shirts.
yeah.
My feet never see closed-toed shoes. It's a weird time, dude. It's good.
It's a fun accent too. The accent that comes out of me is like, "Hey, you guys want to go fishing? Me and John Bob gonna go play some basketball." It's that kind of vibe. So
I think
What
Evalie has
kind
the
of
best
gay Canadian thing did I just hear come out of your mouth?
that's
The
a Pittsburgh accent. How dare you talk like that about that? Yin's guys ain't from around there. is
Anyway,
ya?
guys, West
Oh,
Coast,
talk
Best
about
Coast.
that.
Moving on.
I will say,
This is
Ventura
also,
scene.
this movie is obvious. Like we can move on from this, but like this movie's obviously afloat. Anyone say it's not afloat? No one. Good. No one. No one said it.
It did
I
give
will-
us one of the best meme templates.
It did.
Wait,
did.
which meme template?
The one where he's got the spear in both legs.
I was
Yep.
just gonna mention that scene because we were talking about that. I do love that scene. He was like, "Ah!" He's like, that scene. I did get a genuine laugh. That was like the whole movie. I'm like, all right, it's just
Don't
happening.
just
I'm kinda
stand
like,
there, throw me a spear.
I knew he was gonna hit him again, but it's the way he's like pointing like this and just like back and
Jim Carrey.
that one actually got me. There's something about that worked for me that I was like, that's
Oh.
funny. I'd watch that scene again.
I
Or
actually,
hit- are there
Him bullying the alligator. Also, my family
Yeah.
for all of humankind has all time has always been like, quit hitting yourself. Water tastes good. Just like, oh.
I'm trying to think. There's the meditation scene was kind of funny. All righty then. And they have like the choir and it sounds like mass. And Yes, there we
go. Righty then.
then, see, growing up Catholic, I did. I was like, yo, that's fire. That's good stuff. I did like that scene.
I like that
Trying to
Spike
think.
the traitor
Oh.
went with him as well.
Oh, yeah. My
Mike?
favorite scene in this entire movie, and I thought it was maybe the Slinky or one of the other ones. You know what it is? And the one that I think was the most impressive, and maybe if you can do this, it's not impressive, but the scene where he says, he goes forward, he's like, let me run that backward. He says, he does it backward, like he does it all in
Yeah.
reverse, and then does it
Yeah.
forward again. I was like,
Yeah.
I need to rewind that and watch it again. That was actually pretty impressive. And
All
the
one
thing is,
take.
you'd have to record it and play it backwards to make sure he's saying it. I bet he actually is, because he seems like he's dedicated to his craft in that sense, but it was convincing nonetheless. So I loved that scene. That was really good.
He did that in both the first and second one. And it's really it's wacky,
I remember
dude.
the
Like,
first one.
his
Yeah.
body control is insane. It's like most people who have his kind of body control went to clown school, and I don't think he ever did.
Well, the dude's built like a big chicken wing.
right. You got that look, yeah. So, Alex, do you say it sinks or floats? What do you say? You're the tiebreaker.
Which one's good?
Good
floats.
Good as floats.
I'd say it floats.
Titanic sucked. It sank.
Yeah.
Peanut? Thanks, I have one right here. I know it's bulky, but I consider it a carry-on. Oh, I have always wanted to be offered peanuts on a plane. Never have. It's a
Really?
missed opportunity.
What did they give you?
Fucking crackers or like some honey cookie.
Wait,
shit.
what'd you call us? How dare you?
What you say, What you say, white boy?
I
prefer Howley.
Oh, dude, I just saw my tagline. It's from a TTRPG where I'm playing a character named Tyrone. That's really funny.
I didn't notice it till right now, and I'm like,
No
oh,
one said
okay.
anything. The ultimate
I thought it said
Kahuna.
I thought it said
Tyrone.
try one. I was like, try one what? I don't know what that is.
Freaking. Oh, dude, that's great.
No, you really got to fly Air France. They had the best food.
Really?
I believe.
yeah.
Do you have to go to France at the end of that though?
No, not always.
Might be okay.
You go to
All right,
Switzerland,
I'm interested.
Germany.
Okay. I'm trying.
Oh, sure.
All right, sure. I know I hear the Swiss Alps are very nice.
I mean, you got to learn to speak the local language, so Arabic.
Dude, I had a Muslim like European country joke in my back pocket, but that's better. That's better. Or it's like if you want to practice Sharia law, go to a Muslim country, like the UK.
Ew. Ew.
That's fucked, dude. Oh, bro, I'm so happy. Like, I have always been very happy I don't live in Europe. I've become increasingly more happy I don't live in Europe.
Oh, come on. You got to go experience European culture and make sure you don't take your chainmail.
Look at all that cultural enrichment.
Yeah.
Wait, don't take your chainmail because
Don't
what?
take your chainmail. You got to feel the full experience.
Yeah,
Like all 6 inches of that blade.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the mail, like spam mail you get, where it's like a chain email.
No.
I was like, what are you printing out your chain emails? Oh, you mean like medieval chain mail? Oh, different kind of chain mail.
Justin's like on a different plane than us.
Yeah, I
He's
was.
like,
I'm over here. You guys are over here. Europe's cool. Europe's nice. I went there like 10 years ago, I think, give or take. It was cool. Went to Finland,
This is
Sweden.
around the time of the show where we talk about the guest stuff. I went ahead and tossed Alex's stuff into the chat. So chat.
yeah, guys, if you want to touch Alex's stuff, it's in the chat.
Yeah. Go poke it.
All these
before we
people
dig too
want to
deep-
touch my stuff.
Hey, who did your profile picture? Who did the art for that?
That's QQ Rio, I think is his name. He does
QQ
a lot of
Rio.
not safe for work stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
So-
expression on your character makes me think that as well.
No, that is actually.
wait, what?
So I didn't want people to know exactly what I looked like, so I gave him a picture of me and a picture of a character from one of my favorite mangas, and I said, "Hey, can you combine these two?" So that's why I'm smiling like that.
That's sick. It's sick.
You don't just
Speaking
have
of-
one
speaking of
large
which-
jagged tooth on the up and bottom now. Okay.
I actually do, kind of.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I imagine
Very nice.
I always imagine that's pretty close to what he looked like, and also the profile picture stands out to me. Kahuna stands out to me too.
Mhm.
I think you guys
Oh.
are onto something with the
He
yellow
looks
color.
so reflective, like he's pondering the nature of things.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I had my channel art done by Neutron Boar years ago, back when I could still afford him. And dude,
love
he
Neutron
knocked
Boar.
it out of the park. Like, it was
Yeah.
just like end cards, opening cards, and then a profile, like painted side profile with a yellow background. At first, I was gonna be like, "Can we change the color?" But now I'm like, yellow catches people's eye. People always notice. They
Oh,
always.
He did
He's
a
way better
phenomenal
than
job on my book cover for Hapless Homesteader. 'Cause It
Nice.
just
Hell
looks
yeah,
so
dude.
cozy.
I know. Some people they're like, "Yo, electron bore." Nah. Some
Yeah.
people are like, "Yo,
Electron.
proton bore." Nah.
No.
We know where it's at. We know
You
where
need
it's
the
at.
neutron.
Neutron Boar.
That's right.
Get
That's
that
right.
Neutron style. Yeah.
Jimmy
Nobody
style,
can stop the neutron more.
I was born. I was born to be a cartoon character, guys. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I will
Hey.
say I'm glad I got Neutron Boar when I did because I could pay him in Mines tokens.
Sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. Battle
Neutron Boar
Games,
is cool.
Book 2, Return of the Wayward Captain. That guy is about to be a very happy victim of that woman.
Oh, we all love the psycho redhead.
Yeah.
I've seen this anime, just not on normal anime site. Anyway,
That cover was done by QQ Rio as well. As I have him do the Battle Game series because one of my beta readers said, "Hey, this reads like a manga." I'm like, well, the guy already does Japanese style art, so
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea.
no, it makes sense, man.
So the original Pokemon manga, I have I don't know if I have a copy nearby. It might be in storage, but I think it's Pokemon Adventures, and this is the physical material that the original creator of Pokemon says captured the original idea the best. It was the Pokemon Adventures one. Now, if you go back and read some of like the first issues of it, there's crazy stuff happening in there. Like Poliwhirl gets like stabbed through the stomach, and there's like an Arbok that gets sliced in half.
What
and
the heck?
Yeah,
It sounds like one of those videos of like Pokemon cooking channel, like where they cut the Pokemon up and like make a dish.
Pokemon was brutal.
It was
What?
more realistic. Yeah, it was more realistic. It was like the battles, you weren't like battling Pokemon per se. I mean, people did that, but that was like the really low end. That's like little kid stuff. When like in Pokemon Adventures, once you get past all that, you find out like Team Rocket has this conspiracy with the gym leaders. They all work for them, and like the Elite Four is trying to take over the world and like become a dictatorship and stuff like that. And they don't fight fairly, and it's not just like about cheating. It means like they will avoid your Pokemon and attack you, because if you can't give orders to your Pokemon, then you can't fight anymore. So they're doing stuff like freezing Ash and like trapping him and like getting him out of the fight in other ways just so he can't give orders. My whole point. All of that is drawn by a hentai person, a hentai artist.
Yeah, I could tell by how he drew Misty.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I'm like, how old is this character? Never mind. It's one of those Japan kind of moments.
And the original, and keep in mind, like the original Pokemon guy was like, "This is it. That's the closest. That's it right there. They should be attacking each other and not their Pokemon." Just saying. Anyway. I thought that was a fun thing. It's one of my favorite things.
The game's more dynamic if you had to protect yourself with your Pokemon.
Dude, right?
Well, isn't that basically Fate, but like no creatures? Isn't it Fate just Pokemon, but better? No.
Let's talk about a show that went off the rails for a moment. Fate went off. Like, I remember the very first iteration.
Yeah.
And,
the old 90s one? Wait, no, it was early 2000s.
Yeah, it was early because I watched it on Netflix. It's like, yeah, the Holy Grail can grant any wish, and you get to the end, it's like, well, it can't actually grant any wish. And
it's like kind of, not really.
Maybe
it really did become the meme. It's like a random group of people, all the stuff crossed out about the Holy Grail lore. It's like, yeah, it might grant a wish if it feels like it at the time.
If it feels like it, yeah.
If you can imagine a way that it could work, it might grant the wish if you do the thing, probably, unless something goes wrong.
Isn't that both the best? Isn't that the best way to write magic and also the worst way? Because like when people drop the ball on that, it's really embarrassing. But when they embrace it, it's like, no, there's no explanation. What are you talking
Fate
about?
is one of those things like where there's a few good versions of it out there, and then there's like a mountain worth of schlock you'd have to get through as well.
I just liked in their first iteration where they had Bluebeard, and he was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the Ufotable ones, though, honestly. Just the visuals, the music, the voice acting, the whole thing. It's how I got introduced to it, so it's like, of course I like those ones better. But and then it also is responsible for some mistranslated lines that are just gold. People die when they are killed.
I mean, that is the general idea, but you can't get lucky every time.
Yes. Just because something is wrong doesn't mean it's not correct. That's a real line. Both of those real ones.
Right.
And the more you learn about math, the more true you learn that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So is this book one? Of that other one I was looking at?
No, sorry. This book is part of the Battle Game series. Hapless Homesteader is part of a different series.
Gotcha.
I actually didn't intend to write Hapless Homesteader. It just happened to be that the pandemic happened at that time, and I was listening to all the conspiracy theories, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a cool jumping off point for a story. So what happens if they're all correct? Well, if they're all correct, everybody dies.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, so here's this loner shut-in guy, because it's the only way he's going to survive. He just wakes up and the power's off and everybody around him's dead. So now he has to figure out how to survive.
Amazing.
I'll read this for you real quick if you don't mind. This will be fun.
That's what I was hoping. Hell yeah.
What if is not a question Bob Stacky ever concerned himself with. He was happier playing his games, doing his remote work, and ignoring everything and everyone around him. At least he was, until the power shut off. Going outside for the first time in months, he finds the city quiet, the roads empty, and his neighbors dead. Forced into reality, Bob now must find a way to survive among the fresh ruins of the old world. With no skills, no knowledge, and no muscles. What can he do? Where will he learn what he needs to survive? With winter just around the corner and nature primed to reclaim the world, is there any hope for this hapless homesteader? Next
Emily's
time
killing
on
me.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Emily's killing me over here.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
be
I
upset
was-
if he eats the dog. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, does he?
No, this loser didn't
I'm
have a
sorry.
dog until he needed to survive. Then he got the dog, right?
Just so he could eat it for us to watch.
No, they never ate the dog, but he kind of
Good.
He kind of gets the dogs by accident because he's trying to rob a tractor supply, basically. Well, not rob it. There's nobody there.
Yeah,
I'm going to rob it from nobody.
The dogs follow him in, and he's like, "Oh crap, I got to run because strange dogs."
yeah.
And
And he's like a loser who was like just sitting at home not doing anything, so he doesn't even know like if these dogs are going to attack him or not.
yeah, I mean, he like in the first couple chapters, he tries to break open a window with a crowbar and has to take a couple swings.
Like people always think that certain things are going to be harder than or easier than they are until they try it themselves. I'm like, it's really hard to punch through a window on a car.
It is.
It's shockingly difficult. You'd
Yeah.
be surprised.
You
Yeah.
I
gotta
had
hit the corners.
I had to do
Jeez.
so much research for this book on how certain things worked because I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
Mm.
where's he going to find the knowledge? Like, well, he's going to go to the college, and there's nothing there but saying, go to the website and do the examples.
He's like, fuck the modern age.
Pretty much.
It's breaking out Encyclopedia Britannica.
Like
But-
there's that it sounds like that TV series from a long time ago, like was on Netflix. It was like all the power shuts off, like nothing with no battery power.
Yeah.
Nothing electric works anymore, and so they have to like go
Yeah.
back to the old way. Like you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, what was it called?
I have no idea. It's been a while. I don't think it
I
was
know,
very
I'm-
good for
I'm-
very long.
I'm vamping while I research.
Oh, man.
Talk about.
I'm looking at this blurb, and I'm like, yeah, I really need to parse this down. I haven't touched it in 4
Oh.
years.
I got a
Oh, whoa.
Kahuna.
Alex, I was going to
Revolu-
ask you before
Revolution.
we move on to battle games. I was going to ask you if you've ever had the chance to read the I Am Legend novella.
I have not. I didn't
I
know it was
have.
a novella.
Yeah,
we could talk about that sometime, but
it's so
that
good.
book is very, very different.
There's a reason it was a movie.
yeah.
I'll just say that it was very good in my opinion.
I'm going to
But-
write that down on my
The book or the
ever-expanding
movie?
list.
The book or the movie?
Book.
Yeah.
I have a weird
Yeah.
opinion about the book. It's one of the weirdest reading experiences I've ever had. The book was the most mid to dislikable thing I've read in a long time when I was reading it,
Yeah.
until the last like 3 or 4 pages, and it turned into one of my favorite books.
Those are famous pages. Yeah, those are famous pages. The last
You know
few.
exactly why.
Yes.
You know why. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
But
but
I hear a man who clearly hasn't read Lightlark.
yes, clearly.
Well, like Alex, we for our book club, we went over and we read the second book in the Red Rising series recently, Golden Sun,
Oh.
by Pierce Brown. One of my favorite fiction book of all time. And so at the end, it was fun talking with everyone about that one because the end of that book is one of the biggest gut punches I've ever had in a story. Period. Like it
Ooh.
just comes out like it wrecks you. And Justin has no idea because he didn't.
No, I tried to read it so many times, and then
I
chapter
know.
18 was enough of a. It wasn't a gut punch, Kuna. It was a face punch to a poor girl, and yeah, she I like a picture was whenever you kill a mosquito and the legs go all wild. That's how it was
Oh.
described. I'm like, I don't want to read this anymore.
Alex,
that made-
I'll explain something real quick just so you understand. Justin doesn't like bad things happening in the stories that he's reading.
That's not
He
true.
doesn't
I
like women or children or
I don't-
he doesn't
that's
like
true. I
bad,
don't like-
he doesn't like people having bad
How,
things happen.
how can
If you're
you
gonna
be an
have-
author if you don't like bad things happening to characters?
No, that's a mischaracterization of my views on things.
I mean, here I
Which is
thought
done
we
for
were
comedic
all,
effect.
I thought
Bravo,
we were all
but,
the
yeah.
twisted spawn of axe murderers and circus clowns in here. And here I find you don't like to do the psychopathic things that make an author. I
Yes,
don't-
this is true.
I just think
And-
if something bad's gonna happen, just keep it like the icing on the cake. I don't need all the gory
Anyway, that
details,
girl when
especially if it's-
that little girl when she got punched in the throat in the head started spasming like a mosquito trapped beneath the thumb of
And
a large man.
just like the
and this-
legs,
yeah.
where it's just
Yeah.
nerves. I'm like, I don't want to read this. If it was a
And this-
dude, I'd be less bothered. But I'm like,
Just
I gotta
today,
protect the
I was
women.
questioning the comedic timing in a story I'm writing because some guy pops up like a commando out of a hidden hatch and
Naked?
attacks a bunch of thugs that were attacking him, and he double taps one of them. And I'm thinking, is it actually funny to have him shoot this guy at this moment? I'm not thinking about the ethical applications of this.
Is the
fair.
timing right? How do I write it funny?
I'm looking at it as like it's just not funny. It makes him seem like a bad person, not a
But-
funny character.
Put Benny Hill music on in the background, and then it'll be like, take
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-
around for a little while first.
Yeah. I think it's funny. Evalie, as the musician, has identified one of what I think is one of the most powerful ways to describe something, and that's to kind of like actually break the show versus tell rule and kind of just tell us a little bit. Like, she's flailing around like a mosquito under the thumb of a man. You can get a clear image of that, like when you just say that, like I'm trying to think of an example from like maybe my own writing or something, but like when like you stab somebody in the gut and then they shivered as if they were in a blizzard or something, or like they shivered like you can just using that word like, and then using a very vivid and real example like the mosquito, because then
the mosquito thing is I don't think that's quite what it says in that scene, but it does. Like I know what you're. It's funny because he was getting tired. He wasn't liking the book, and he set it down. He's like, "All right, fine. I'm going to give it another try." He picks it up immediately.
I tried to dive back in, and it was at the end of that chapter.
One of the nice characters, a girl, gets like punched and like concussed in the head, and then spoilers, doesn't make it.
But all they had to say was like, she got hit, and it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't good at all. And then next chapter, I'd be like, "Oh no, it wasn't good. We're fine here." But it was just too descriptive. It's like I'm eating breakfast, I'm listening to this, and it's like, God, these eggs taste sour now. Thanks, Pierce. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, send me the link to that book. I want to read that.
You could argue that's effective writing. I don't care.
But you remember it. It stuck with you, and you still enjoy it.
It's going to haunt me for, I don't know, years probably. And then I'll hopefully forget it eventually.
You need more trauma.
What?
No, he doesn't. I'm going to sound like that girl talking about, like, leave her alone, like on YouTube. Like,
leave Brittany alone. Leave Emily alone.
Leave Justin alone. It's not his fault he picked a girl's name for his channel.
I know. No one else had taken it. It was easy.
Real quick. Have a good night, Animation Overload. Happy birthday. Love you too. Animation is
happy birthday, bro.
Somewhat of our resident artist. So
too much.
Do we know how old he
animation.
He doesn't need to tell us. Never mind. I'm taking that back. It sounded
But
you need to take a leaf out of Emo Phillips' book, like the first time he saw a basement door and was able to walk through it. I mean, he talks about all the wonderful things he saw, like trees and the sky and birds.
I wasn't sure where that was heading. I'm glad it had a happy ending.
Emo Phillips is a special kind of comedian.
Yeah, I love the name. You win me over.
His name is Emo Phillips?
If you can, pull up a picture of the man. He looks exactly like his name would make you think he looks.
Oh, he looks like Kathy Griffin, just like more British and man.
Alex, are you in our Discord?
Wow.
I do not know. I'm in like 1,000 Discords.
Okay, I'll find you on Twitter. Let's see.
That's the vibe.
Yeah.
Emo Phillips.
And Kahuna,
emo?
After you're all done with
Emo.
Emo.
Oh, he was in UHF. That was a good movie.
Oh, UHF was such a good movie.
Yes, thank you. Excellent.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, you're here. Hello. Hi, Kahuna.
Hello.
Hello. We can hear you, but you can't hear us. I could say anything right now, and you'd never know.
I think I hit mute. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, I'm back.
Can you hear us? Because we can hear.
I can now. I couldn't before.
We actually could hear your inner thoughts during that sequence. So thanks for
You're
revealing all those things. Appreciate that.
Like Kahuna's itch, I must move them to one side.
The trick as a man is to do it without your hands.
I use my nose. What do you?
Yoga lessons finally paying off.
I'd be bothered if that weren't so. I'd be like,
I've mentioned to you guys in the past how I've worked with a lot of military guys, and I've learned things that I never wanted to learn. But yeah, one of them was like, "Yeah, nope, I was working with this one lieutenant, this one guy. We were in the Navy. He was my commanding officer, and got super drunk one night, and he's like, when I was younger, I was into gymnastics, and I was really flexible, and I'm not gonna say how." wasn't very fun. I won't do it again. I dislocated a couple of ribs, but I got the tip in.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, Mike, dude, it's 9 a.m.
Yes,
Give me
that's
a
always so early when I'm hit in the
Okay.
face with these things.
You want something that's going to scar you for life. I used to do customer service, and I spent a half hour talking to an ER nurse. And she told me about this guy who came in, and he was having a problem with his kahunas. Our kahunas.
Kahunas, I like that better.
They take him to the examining room. They have him pull off his pants, and he stands up, and they immediately plop off onto the floor.
No! That
Yes.
shouldn't happen. That's not supposed to happen.
Apparently, according to her, it's a very rare genetic disease that affects 1 in 10,000 people with any European blood.
What? Your balls just fall off?
Not
Justin, that could be you, dude. No,
No, I don't have any European blood.
Actually, I've seen all of us. It could be any of us. Moving.
Yes.
I'm 6% native. I'm safe.
Freaking Elizabeth Warren over here, chief running.
That's
man.
right. That's right.
Chief
See,
runs
Chief.
with mayo.
Dude, mayo's good stuff. I don't.
It is
I'd
good
run with,
stuff.
I will run with the mayo. I'll wear
Did you
that
see
badge
where
of-
she submitted that crab salad recipe to an Indian cookbook?
Yeah. I can't remember the name. It was something that was equally like zany.
You know, that's one thing I'm gonna miss. Like as like we start returning to normal, as I know it anyway in this country. I'm gonna miss the weird shit that people were saying for a couple of years. Like there's some weird things people were saying, like Joe Biden losing his mind and forgetting where he was and calling people weird, maybe slurs for like 4 or 5 years.
That debate
All right,
was
Corn
just
Pop.
comedy gold. I love
What
that.
are you, a dog-faced pony soldier?
That
What are
was
you
the
talking
best,
about?
man.
You want
The
to
one
do
where-
push-ups, man?
The one where he says,
Sharp
"Well,
as a tack.
we killed Medicaid." And Trump's like, "Oh yeah, you certainly did. You beat it to death."
Oh, bro.
I recently deleted all my political channels. I had to.
Yeah. No, I know a couple of people in my circles. I'm like, you have your channel, but then you have like your political channels, and you do your best not to crisscross them because, yeah, you want to be able to say, you know, like this is in Europe. You're not going to get arrested for saying maybe we don't know enough about something, but you know.
Well, I do want to tell stories for everyone because I feel everybody is entitled to be equally traumatized by the things I have to say.
Yes, of course.
Why do authors want to traumatize everyone? I don't
Because I
understand.
want people as broken as me.
Oh,
Well, like I'm reading the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks right now. Great series. I'm really enjoying it. People said they fall off. I don't think they do. But I'm reading and I'm like, this author, he's smart. I'm like, I can feel the scene as it's going, and like, if you want to do what people would most want in this moment, this is what you do. And so I know you're going to do something completely different and cut the legs out from under this character in this story, and it's going to be traumatizing. And I can feel like I feel like he wrote the book. He's like, this is ideal. What could I do to make all of these characters suffer a little bit more? And then he does that. So went back in,
Okay,
changed it. Yeah.
real talk here. If you want to read something that is crazy and a little traumatizing, you have to read Tyra Banks's book Model Land.
oh,
I
remember
heard
that came
it
out.
would, I've heard
Oh.
that would. Yeah.
If you, I don't know what kind of drugs and weird
parties?
dungeon stuff they had this woman on, but my God. It starts off as like the most vapid version of Harry Potter you can imagine. And the next thing
That's
you know,
fun.
and the next thing you know, the
Wait,
main
it's a
character,
fiction book?
Yes, it's a fiction book.
Oh my god! I thought it was.
Wait,
no,
it's fiction? I
it
thought it was like a
fiction.
biography.
It is fiction, but it starts
Oh,
off like
Christ.
model Harry Potter, and the next
Okay.
thing you know, the main character, whose name is Tookie, her best friend who escaped
Not
from an
Tookie.
insane asylum, picks up a
Uh-huh.
rock and starts trying to stab the ghosts out of her blood.
Oh my god.
It is
I mean, who hasn't been there? That's like you got to get them ghosts out, bro.
I call that seventh
I need my
grade.
blood
What do you
clean.
call it?
get out of that, ghosties. That's called a blood exorcism. Get out.
and,
Now,
and-
Alex,
rock.
I'll specify I don't do this for my own enjoyment, but I read a variety of books, and recently I read a book called A Summer with Sasquatch.
Based.
Do you want to guess what genre it was in?
romance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swing, swing.
Over and over again.
Now, was Sasquatch a lady or a man in that book?
Doesn't
What was that?
really matter.
Yeah, oh man, doesn't it?
Oh no, it's funny. Her human ex-boyfriend in the story is named Harry. And I'm like, well, that's intentional.
Oh.
So here's how you make it worse. Bigfoot has a cloaca.
Oh.
Oh.
No, how do you make it worse? You have Bigfoot being chased by his other Sasquatch ex-girlfriend. And also D.B. Cooper was his only human friend, and that's how Sasquatch knows English. Just tie another conspiracy theory into the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's the sequel, The Summer with Sasquatches.
Summer with Sasquatch.
Worse. Yeah,
It's the love triangle.
No, it
Sasquatch
sets up a
yeah.
sequel where they would be running away from Sasquatch's ex-girlfriend.
Actually, that'd be good. One Sasquatch is like, he's emotional and like kind of nerdy, and he's like into poetry, and the other one's like the punk rock.
That is
Sasquatch.
that was.
And which one
yeah,
is she
that
gonna
was
pick?
this book, dude. You wrote this book.
Rib for her pleasure.
I mean, if you want to make good money, go into writing really niche, weird romance stories.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing with demons, but
No, like a couple, like maybe 2 winters ago, my mother just said, "Hey, what do you want for your Christmas this year?" I'm like, "Oh, I love books. Just give me some nice books." And so she picked up Fourth Wing and its sequel in hardback.
Is it
for
Fifth
me.
Wing?
I am on the 3rd book right now. How much did you enjoy Madame Preppy's Murder College?
I haven't touched the 2nd book besides putting it on the shelf. I questioned everything. We had a whole live stream maybe on Otter's channel at the time, or maybe my channel. Oh my god, dude! Oh, it's not. And the thing is, I'd explain to people in this genre, this is not the worst of the worst. It's nowhere near that. There are much worse books in this genre.
Oh no, Lightlark is certainly worse.
I read a book called Wolf Girl.
Ooh,
It's way worse than in same genre, but it's way worse than it sounds.
Why? Why would you
These
sit
names-
down like, that's what we're doing for the next 8 hours? Like,
Evalie, why is that a Japanese? Why is that already a Japanese metalcore band? Wolf Girl.
Oh,
feel like-
100%, absolutely.
Gotta be.
It's bing plus
Yeah.
1 AC. That's spot on.
$1 million right there.
It's actually a pretty good band name for a Japanese rock band. It's better than like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wolf
Was
Girl?
that translate? Was that translated?
They just
to-
slap together. It's better than like Maximum the Hormone, which is a great name. Let's be honest. But it's also
That
like
is.
what? I mean, yeah, for a Japanese band, it is. It's very good.
Female vocalist. She screams. You don't understand what she's saying, but she wears.
Go on.
She wears dog ears and a fluffy tail, and it's.
You're
called
losing
Wolf-
me.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happened?
first part I liked.
I looked away for like 2 seconds. What happened to this guy? What are we talking about?
Made $1
We're
million.
talking about Wolf Girl, bro.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what we did. Yeah.
Get on board.
No, it's like Wolf Girl is like light. It's like smut light mixed with like Twilight style dialogue, but way worse somehow.
luckily I've never read Twilight.
Oh, really? It's not bad.
I read the whole thing as a teenager. I'm the baby of this group. So
I read the first 2, but I didn't. I stopped after that. 2 was enough. Two
was
like Hunger
enough.
Games.
Yeah.
2 was enough. But they were bad.
No, Hunger Games is like people talk about Hunger Games and Twilight in the same breath. I hate the 3rd book, but Twilight or not Twilight, Hunger Games is really good, especially book 1. Book 1's really good. It has more. The more you think about it, and the more you try to make the world make sense, the less it makes sense. The world building is pretty bad, but
It's funny. The first time I released my book, like all the feedback I got was like, "Oh, is it like the Hunger Games?" I'm like, "No, it's not at all like the Hunger Games."
oh, what was that Battle Pass or
Battle Games, yeah.
Battle
Yeah,
Games,
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Kahuna, do you want to do an epic read of this one, and then I'll scroll back up to book 2 for this? And
What voice should I read this in?
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, I know.
NFL announcer actually,
yeah.
An announcer.
because it's professional sports.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this season of Battle Games. 3 random events, 2 teams, 1 winner. Will they play blind? Last team on the platform wins, but watch out for the drones that can temporarily blind, deafen, and numb players. Boulder, score the winning goal with a 7-foot ball that can crush players. Breakout, last team standing on a rapidly disappearing platform wins. Or any of the other dozen, or any of dozens of other events. Who will be this year's A-rank champion? Find out on this season of Battle Games. The battle games are the most popular international sport at the end of the 21st century. Each game has 3 rounds, which can be any dozens of sanctioned events, with weapons that stun, every fighting style known to man. Teams from around the world, it is the ultimate combination of melee combat and strategy. This year's favorite team to win is Anuna?
Yep,
Anuna.
you got it.
Anuna, with their S-rank captain and star leadership and star player Giant Slayer. Disaster strikes when Giant Slayer is injured and put out for the rest of the season. Leadership of the team falls to the militaristic and cruel vice captain, Harpy. Name on point. To complicate matters, the team has to deal with an arrogant new player, Dark Secrets, and their greatest rival team, Thunder. Can Harpy lead Anuna and the A-rank to the A-rank championship and victory, or will they tear each other apart before the games get a chance? Find out in the first installment of Battle Games. Battle Games.
So, warning to anybody who picks up this book. This was my very first book, and it was before I took the time to study my prose. So,
Is this for all ages?
Gee Willikers, I wonder who Harpy is.
yeah, she's the short one.
Couldn't guess.
No,
I dig it. It has
I
like
like it. I like
it has a little, the guy on the left, a little bit Mega Man vibes. I love Mega Man though.
Ah,
So,
that's
I
so I
On
love
the
want to
left?
tell you something that's
Dude.
going to astound you. Both of those are women.
Yeah,
That
Mega
That guy, he meant
that
lady.
non-dude on the right. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I like the design. Mega Man though. is-
Sorry. Thought it was a man. Looked like a man. Not my fault. I thought he was a man.
You've apparently never been attacked by a woman who enjoys attacking people. Date a Latina. That'll change things.
Yeah.
Actually, I have dated a Latina,
Yeah,
and I'm
totally.
also divorced. I know everything about violent women.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I dated a Tongan woman too. So
Tongan?
pretty much.
That was the John Cena theme. Didn't come across?
No, I got it.
There we go.
Dude, John Cena as a character on Brawlhalla, I'm kind of tempted to just. I'm gonna
Do
be
a special
John Cena
about it?
main. I want to be a John Cena main so I can like solo Darth Vader with John Cena.
John
You can't
Cena
see
made.
me, Anakin.
And his name is John Cena.
Oh my god. John Cena follows me on
we're all
X.
retarded
It's
here.
insane.
It's
I
fine.
don't understand. Why does John Cena follow me on X? Who knows? I'm not
He's
gonna.
follows
Wait, he
you?
does?
Wow,
Yeah.
he's famous.
I have
He
a
follows me
suspicion.
too.
Or a
He follows
Chinese
everybody.
spy.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys are both famous. He didn't
Somebody
follow me.
nailed it. Whoever said Chinese spy. I think what it is he doesn't even touch his X.
I gotta order more. I gotta order more takeout. Maybe then.
I don't touch my ex either. Wait. See, there's problems with this name. I've been saying it for like a year.
I only
Follow
touch
my
my
ex.
ex when I get drunk.
Yeah. Follow my ex. Did you see what my ex said the other day? No, I don't give a shit. No, I mean like my ex account.
X
Yeah.
No, I
marks
still
the
don't give a
spot.
shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I don't care.
No, it's weird how Grok is like slowly replacing Google, and like now it just makes sense to go to like X or TikTok or like that.
I mean,
for-
at this point, a chimp
for
with an
news.
encyclopedia couldn't replace Google.
yeah, that's true.
Google's
Dude,
pretty bad, dude.
What
yeah.
was it? I was trying to search up something really simple. It was like I typed in. I was looking up the director of a movie. It was either Ace Ventura or Starship Troopers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
literally just typed in the movie. It has the overview. It tells you every actor. It refuses you to tell you who directed it or anything else like that. And I'm just like, what the heck? So then I literally I went over to Grok and I'm like, who directed this? Because
Nice grok.
yeah, it was like
See,
way
now-
simple.
You guys don't have to have security clearance, so you don't have to have the trouble of going over the last 10 years trying to find the phone numbers for all the places you've worked. And Google's like, oh, does this place have a phone number? I don't know. Try emailing them.
Or-
Email? Am I a dinosaur? Dude, I hate email, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
pretty,
email.
Pretty I hate it.
I love making.
I only use it when I know something's coming. That's it.
I make all my coworkers email me if they want to get in touch with me
I
because
just wish
I
it was
leave my
all.
phone on silent all the time.
That is vile.
That's
I
the
want
way.
pure video messages. I just want it all to be video communication. It's so much easier.
That's basically how I communicate on Discord, Justin.
Yes, I'm aware. With your little miner helmet.
Yeah, the traditional search on Google still works. The AI is garbage. Oh no.
I don't know. I've looked for very specific details when I'm building stuff, and Google can't bring up crap.
I just
That's true.
I don't know. I just find stuff. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
it's like I would think if I'm looking up for a certain grade of steel that you would use so there's a type of steel that you can use outside in the weather unpainted because it's formulated in such a way that it forms a microscopic layer of rust so it doesn't go any deeper. So I'm trying to look up that specific type of steel and Google can't tell me what it is.
Right. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I was literally, you're going to tell me the overview for the movie, but like, you're not going to tell me something as simple as like the writer and the director. Like, what
The
hell?
overviews are all wrong, dude. It's funny.
Yeah.
To go back and be like, that never happened.
Right,
It's like AC
right.
marries the daughter of the tribe and has 5 children, and they have a zoo together. I'm like, that never
That
happened.
didn't happen
this
in Ace
movie.
Ventura.
He
Yeah,
ran away. They were trying to kill him.
What movie did it watch? Yeah.
Yeah, like
That
it's
was not the
funny,
plot
but
of
it's not
300.
right.
that was not
I
the
think
plot
I
of
know the
300.
guy who's responsible for that, constantly editing Wikipedia.
Oh.
That's probably it. Yeah.
All right. Is this the thing for book 2? Yeah. No, it's the
Yes.
thing for book 2.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Or
A new season of Battle Games has begun. And the captain is back. Giant Slayer has returned, bringing his usual chaos to the team. Thoroughly dedicated to training Axel and is taking his team to the championship. Giant Slayer has embarked on some unusual training methods, much to Harpy's misery. Boo-hoo. Vice Captain has a protege of her own, as she and Eagle form tighter bonds, and Silver
Oh,
adjusts
my.
to his position in the pecking
Goodness.
order. Just outside the warm bubble of chaos, the games await, with new events, new challengers, and the #1 team from China taking center stage. Anuna may have a hard time winning this year with so many rivals. Good thing the past is buried and forgotten. Right?
Based.
Well done. I want an entire book that you read, and it's just like just flip switches and have at it for a paragraph or two, and then switch it up. And
just like normal like monotone.
I
He went through the dark forest.
have to
And
say,
then he found something.
yes, exactly.
my least favorite part of being an author is writing book blurbs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I've
and
heard
everybody else. Yeah, everybody.
I heard
I-
Grok is really good at writing them for you, though. If you
Interesting.
need to, I mean,
That's
I do.
interesting.
Yes,
really-
if I want it to be completely wrong and sell people a different
Yeah.
story, I will.
Yeah.
The
have
Giant
Grok write.
Slayer and Harpy form a interracial relationship.
Yeah. I love
They get in their
quadro.
F1 Formula NASCAR, and racing will never be the same.
Yeah.
I'm
Grab
not
your
into racial
backpacks for this
relationship
mountainous
between
adventure.
two white people.
Is it
And say hi, dude. Anything's possible.
One of them identifies as not white, so it works. Still works.
fine. It's fine. Yeah. Is it just me, Alex, or
They
okay, so
boned on an airplane. That's international love.
I got
There you go.
I got two thoughts. So the first one, before we get too carried away, is about the simple names in your battle series there, like Thunder and Eagle. Using simple names like that, we just came up with a few characters, and the name I chose is Bones. So like, and it's for a very specific reason. It's like, yeah, like maybe it's not the most memorable, but it's still memorable at the same time. It evokes like an image in your head. Like it can be for a very literal reason. Like it's, in my case, it's a skinny dragon. Like somebody named like Thunder could be a big burly guy that like punches you and it sounds like thunder or something like that because he hits you so hard. You know, it could be something like that.
I
So
assume
I-
that's just his thighs slapping together while he walks.
Just like farts lightning.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I want to make a video about this at some point as soon as I collect my thoughts properly about it. I think more authors need to use simple names for their characters.
Yep.
Because so many fantasy books I've read where a name has like 3 apostrophes, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to attempt that. His name is Awugga Wugga Wugga or whatever it is. Like I'll
No,
recognize by the apostrophes. So I make it a point in my books to try to make all my characters have simple names if I can. But
Yeah, this man, his name is Simple Greg.
No, that's the way. I
This
feel
here's
like
Doug.
well, because like a lot of them are a little bit more powerful in a way. Like, just think about it. Sure, there's like examples like Aragorn, son of Arathorn, like very complicated name. You know what I mean? But like then you got John Wick for very obvious reasons. Simple, most common first name because like I don't know, everybody's supposed to be able to identify with him. And Wick because his shit is burning on a fuse, man. I guess I'm back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
I'm
burning
back.
on a wick. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
even if you're doing fantasy and you give your characters a simple name, you can just use the excuses like, well, that's the name in their language, but that's not what their actual name is.
Exactly.
Oh, like actually, Lightbringer had a good example of this. Like all of these girls that this young boy, the main character, he's not young anymore, but he's kind of like known and been friends with, or been like kind of had a crush on at some point in the book. They have these like it's Adrastia, but everyone calls her Tia, and like I'm like, oh yeah, that's a much easier name to remember and say regularly. I'm like, yeah, and like every single character is like, yeah, they have like a very simple moniker or a shortened version of their name they go by, but they do have a longer, complicated fantasy name.
Yeah.
Like Lar Timothy Inacia.
Well, you want
He just goes by Timothy.
you want your readers. You want your readers to connect with your characters, and it's really hard when their name is 7 syllables long and contains a number of punctuation.
I come from Hawaii, bro. You wouldn't you wouldn't believe what I've had to deal with.
We're not all talented.
That's true.
Oh, I would.
Freaking 3 lines of a poem is the name. Yeah, that
literally
poem
is the name. Yeah.
I
Dude,
mean,
no.
I could dig a character named Poem.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
I understand what it means. It gives me an idea of what the character's like.
No. The entire poem is the name.
It's a whole. It's a Robert Frost poem. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
bet you
gonna
there
pull
is
an
a
Ace
book
Ventura
where-
and be like, I'm gonna call you Roger.
Where somebody's haiku, somebody's poem, somebody's pentameter. Whatever it is. What was it? What iambic pentameter? Is that it?
Yeah. Yes. Isn't that
Judges?
My name has been changed to the square root of pi. I expect you to recite all the 24 digits.
What's up, Square? They just call me Square for short.
Square.
Square.
Only my friends can call me Square.
That's our word. That's our word.
That's our word.
Or is like me at the games workshop as a kid, like playing. I was playing 40k orcs. I'm like, yeah, what up, my squigga? I'm like, wait, never mind. Maybe I should do that.
No, it's my Nilla with
Tasdingbo.
Yeah. No, I have an orc named Crush for obvious reasons. He's a big guy.
What could that mean?
Yeah, nothing.
What's
at
the
all.
deep meaning?
What if his name was Smush? Wouldn't it be totally different?
I thought about it.
It doesn't hit the same way.
To be fair, it's a mistranslation. He says his name
Squish.
is Crost. It's Krost is actually, and that's probably shorter for the longer orcish fantasy one, like Justin was saying. But when he says that the main character, since she's a human and kind of just like a young pregnant woman, is just like, oh, okay, Crush, cool, and that's just it for the rest of the story.
I thought he ran into an Australian
hears
person.
him.
We're like, Crush, I got it, got it,
Yeah.
got it, mate.
Right.
All right, got your name right. Anyone got a Sprite?
First try. There we
One
go.
day I would
First
love
try.
to do a role tabletop where everybody's playing orcs.
Oh.
Like an actual. It's
That
like
would be
the
so
names
fun.
would just be great.
Yeah, or even just goblins, right? Because goblins are even like stupider and like
So,
more ridiculous.
There's a
sometimes.
guy I follow who did one of Snotlings.
Yes.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
Yeah.
A snotling? What the hell is a snotling?
It's even small. It's an even smaller goblin.
Yeah,
Yep.
40k goblin. Yeah,
There's
Yeah, you
smaller and
have
dumber.
you have like the orcs in 40k, then you have the goblins, and they're tiny and they're called snotlings, and they just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
run around
Yeah.
causing trouble, or basically gremlins, really. But
Yeah.
Sound like real jerks.
Welcome to orcs.
yeah,
wait to hear what happens to the female snotlings. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. The snotettes get it at the worst, man.
Snotettes?
Hey,
That's what they call the
fellas.
That sounds like a 1950s
I have
Motown
my
band.
kiddos with
Yeah.
me. I must depart, unfortunately.
Well, we should all
I think
actually
we
probably
probably-
wrap it up.
You ain't probably get wrapped up here.
Yeah. Any last words?
Demolition
I
Rap.
never wrap it.
I'll go last. Any last words, guys?
Sure, I can boot us off here. You can
guys,
listen to
cut that in post. Cut that in post. All right, let's go.
Post. If you like metal or rock type music, I do both, and you can go listen to it right now, and it's pretty much free because it's available on Spotify or Apple or any of those places. Go press the buttons, listen. You might enjoy it, you might not.
What's the
You might
name
know
of your
somebody
last
might.
album?
It's called Lift.
Oh, that sounds rocking, dude.
Yeah, it's
Lincoln
super. All the kids with their Converse shoes and their skateboards are doing heel flips.
Hello,
on
fellow
their,
kids.
on their 5-0 slides. And I listen to it like, yo, Evaleighmusic, yo, this is rad. And then they high five and smoke cigarettes, but they're not supposed to. Don't smoke; it's bad for your health, but it does make you look cool. Kahuna, what you got?
Kids and regrets. A lot. Let me.
Demolition Ranch.
Oh, bro.
All right, Tyrone, should have passed it.
Yeah. I have a lot of stuff I've been working on, but honestly, it's been hard keeping up with content a little bit recently between setting up the new Seas stuff and a lot of family stuff going on. I've been pretty slammed recently, but just for fun story, I have been playing a TTRPG, Castles and Crusades, with Otter and a few other people online.
I feel like I know that.
It's a really fun one, but I'm playing a basically an angel character. He is a colored individual named Tyrone, and I've been trying to figure out how. I've been trying to find a magic spell that will put spinners on my armor, but it's a great character. It's a great time.
No.
And for anyone who hasn't tried out that platform, Castles and Crusades, it's a good one. Check it out. Tyrone not included.
Tyrone.
Bro.
I saw that. Reminds me. I saw what was it? Somebody posted it in the Discord. It was a father toy, and it was like the whole joke is there's not
Oh yeah.
nothing there, and then it said
It was the
says
absent
father
father
not
or
included. Yeah. Anyway.
Don't worry,
Alex.
kids. I'm dad inside.
Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, is that good or bad? I don't know.
That is an actual meme. I can send it to you guys. Okay, so I'm T. Alex Ratcliffe. You can find me on Friday nights at the Saucy Tomcat. Oh, wait, not this one. You can find me on my YouTube channel. I'm currently running a tabletop for a game I'm calling the Contracts of the Blue Dandelion about the worst mercenary guild ever.
Sick.
We do that usually on Fridays, not this Friday. One of my characters is out. And you can find my books on Amazon. I'm hoping to have another one out about a bad luck charm sometime this year.
Sick.
Sweet. No, dude, I'm excited. I haven't read your books yet. I didn't know for sure that you had books. So that's exciting.
I have 3. Please be kind if you read the first Battle Games book because the prose are terrible. Same for Hapless Homesteader, but it's written.
I've read The Fourth Wing. I think I'll be fine.
Well, it depends on what you like, but I always tell people start with Hapless Homesteader because it was a weekly challenge I gave myself, and it's just like cozy post-apocalyptic, as I have been told.
That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. That's fun.
That's a great
sometimes
time,
you know those challenges that authors do on a whim, man. Sometimes those become the best things.
Yeah, well, I've got the second book almost done, and I stopped and was like, oh, I introduced too many characters, and there's too many plot threads, so I need to rewrite it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Or
You
do
could
like
always
what
just-
TV shows do with fantasy books. Like, hey, what if we just combined 5 or 6 characters? Can we do that?
Can
Yeah,
we
we
just
could do that, right?
You can also do what George R.R. Martin should do and just, have
Quit.
something happen. It's
Eat,
apocalyptic,
like 4
right?
pizzas.
It's dangerous. It's the apocalypse. If like 10 people just die, no big deal, right? Move on.
I thought George R.R. Martin had people get drunk and then engage in struggle snuggles.
Yeah, that too. And then he doesn't. He's been having.
I've never heard that term.
Me neither.
Struggle snuggles.
Yeah.
Wait, you've never heard that?
I've never heard
years
it.
old.
I was born in the summer. I don't know these things.
Oh,
You sweet summer child.
oh, bro, that's funny. I've never heard that one before.
Here we talk about the White Walkers with their spiders as big as hounds for Evaleighmusic. He loves it. Anyway, on that note, everybody rejoin the Discord, grab a hold of the new Substack, jump in that Linktree link for the Iron Seas down below, grab Alex's books, check out Evaleighmusic, sub to Kahuna's channel, come say hi to us. We got daily music themes in the chat. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be farming that for my Empty My Lungs channel for content. Anytime we need random stuff, I can just go look at some music themes and talk about some music. Exactly.
That was impressive.
And I know, it was wild. It threw me off, actually. But yeah, we're going to have audiobooks and everything going forward. It may not be right away with the weekly flash fiction, but the flash fiction will for sure be there, and the audiobooks will be uploaded retroactively and under their own category on our Substack. And I'm probably going to do them on our YouTube actually too, because why not?
Sounds like a lot of phone calls I've had.
Anytime you call an insurance company or like the DMV.
Or the IRS,
Yeah.
Or your middle school teacher at a private Christian middle school where teacher with coffee breath is breathing over your shoulder, making sure you're not coughing.
No. I call up the IRS, wait on hold for 8 hours, and then I breathe heavy into the microphone and go, "Who's just coming?"
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. We
Too far.
No, it was Ace Ventura. We're fine. That's true. Anyway,
it is the mucus that binds us. All right.
Jump in that link tree and remember pride's an abomination and we must surpass the self only then when we achieve the creamy nougat within and avoid the crunchy temptation of degradation or whatever the fuck he says.
Degradation.
Cheers, everybody. Do you want to woo us out, Kahuna?
All right. Thank you for joining us on the Iron Seas. Ordinarily, we have these shows every Tuesday at 6:30 PST. It is, of course, me, the ultimate Kahuna, Mr. Evaleighmusic, girl's name, Justin Music, Pritchard Pub with Andy, and, of course, this week we had T. Alex Ratcliffe. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 6:30 PST, the Lord's time. Thank you for watching. Woo!